When committing to a YouTube channel, you're going to have to pick your battle. And there's a couple of different ways that you can go. You could either go for lower quality uploads that you can get out frequently, like Ken, or you could go for higher quality uploads that are going to take a while to make, like Wolfie. When I think about this fork in the road, I think about the project management triangle, and it's okay if you don't know the technical term because I guarantee that you've seen this somewhere before. If you want something cheap and quick, it's going to suck. If you want something cheap and good, it's going to take a while. And if you want something fast and good, it's going to cost a lot of money. Now, although I work by myself, I don't have a team when it comes to my YouTube videos. There's no cost I have to worry about, but I still have a choice to make. Do I go with the red pill or the blue pill? I went with the red pill. So how hard is it to upload a YouTube video every day? It's easy. It's really easy to upload a YouTube video every day when you have no other responsibilities to worry about. It was tough because of how frequently I had to get content out. I was worrying about things that I typically don't worry about as somebody who makes long-form documentaries, which, shameless plug, by the way, you just had to be there, 2026. About a year ago, I was watching Ken every day for 2 weeks, and I immediately fell in love with this content. It reminded me of old school 2010s Bayesian Canadian Minecraft Hunger Games, just something that will get out every day and you could watch it with no problems. At this point, I was also going into my final semester of university and I was in film school, so I figured, why not? Let's actually try a YouTube channel. And I quickly learned that frequent videos that come out every day, you have to have a different skill set for. With long form videos from the Minecraft community, for example, those take months to put together. A lot of times they have teams of editors who are combing through hours and hours of stream footage just to find the best moments and put the story together. And not only are they finding the best moments, they have to make it concise and keep the attention of everybody having ADHD now because of TikTok. But with that, you kind of have a lot more leeway in your creative process when it comes to when and what you're doing. For example, say that you're sick and you sound terrible. You can go work on a different part of the video, like putting the music together or making graphics, because those parts aren't exactly demanding for your voice. When you're uploading every day, though, you have to go with whatever you got. There's a handful of videos, even on my channel, you can find of me sounding terrible with my voice shot, but I had to get the videos out. So while that doesn't make the job harder per se, it does sacrifice the already low quality that you're working with, as well as damages another important variable for daily uploading, and that is personality. While personality obviously matters for long-form videos as well, it doesn't nearly hold as big of a purpose for somebody who's basically relying on it to carry the video. And the biggest example I can think of when it comes to quality over personality is old school Mr. Beast. Look, I like Jimmy, but let's be real, his old videos, there wasn't really that much of a personality. Since Mr. Beast started, the part that captured the attention of viewers was the literal hyperbole clickbait that he'd actually follow up on. Take a look at any of his titles or thumbnails from back in the day and you'll see what I mean. Nowadays, seeing those types of titles is normal, but way back in the day, before Mr. Beast became trendy, he was the only person doing it. And the poster child that I think of is I counted to 100,000. Because it sounds stupid. It sounds dumb. But then you look at the video and it's 23 hours long and you gotta click on it to actually see if he did it. The more that his early videos gained traction, the more success he found. The more success he found, the more outlandish things he was promising. And the more outlandish things he was promising, the more success was to be found. And that cycle is still continuing to this day. Ken's channel, where he uploads every day, I think is a classic YouTube success story. Similar to Mr. Beast, he had these clickbaity titles and thumbnails on his KFC Clash channel. Eventually, he began a second channel where he did gameplay commentaries with Clash Royale, and he would be talking about the most boring things in the world or his day-to-day life, and It worked because his personality was carrying. All he had to do was throw in a couple of profanities and hopefully not get age restricted, and he was good. Nowadays, he's averaging 400,000 to 500,000 views a video, which, according to this Reddit post from about 5 years ago, the average viewership for a YouTube channel should be about 10% of a subscriber base. And because we all know that Reddit is like the Library of Congress, just on crack, this is factual. Now, what does all that mean for me? Well, I went with a similar approach to Ken's YouTube channel, where I was doing daily gameplay commentaries, talking about my day-to-day life, and while not nearly as funny as he was, I think I still made it work. And that's reflected in the occasional comments that I'd get from people, either engaging with what I have to say, making fun of me, or just enjoying the video. I gotta be honest though, my favorite videos to put together were the ones that I was fighting the clock to get out by midnight, because I was putting in that much extra effort into them. For example, the AI video, love that one. My short-lived vlog series that was in France, loved that one. I was in the hostel at like 2 a.m. by myself, just with the guy at the front desk watching me. Those all had a little bit of extra effort, a little bit of extra sauce, a little more planned out, whereas in my Clash videos, I just kind of let my personality drive me. So if you want to go down a similar route that Ken and I have, well, where do you start? You need to train your personality. Now, I'm not saying that I'm an agent of fun. I had to consult a thesaurus to write that joke. I can talk my ass off. And this is what I believe is one of the necessary skills to being successful. My favorite YouTuber to this day is Chugga Conroy. If you don't know who he is, he's a Let's Player who plays video games and just talks about them, but more in depth. I played a lot of video games when I was younger, and I started watching this guy when I was like 4 years old. So what I do is just talk over my video gameplay the same way that he would. And that's how I practice my cadence. Talking out loud like that is still how I brainstorm a lot of ideas or help draft scripts. It's actually how I wrote most of this video. But talking out loud like that is the way to practice your cadence and delivery. Another fun exercise you can do, and I encourage you to try this one at home, is talking out loud in public. Pretend that you're on the phone. Either grab an AirPod or your headphones, or just put your phone up to your ear and just start talking mad shit. Talk about Aunt Becky who broke her hip bone going up the stairs. You could talk about Tom who got in a fight with a guy who has no arms and lost. Just the more that you lie about the story, the more that you can sell it to yourself, the more you're going to be able to sell the stories that are true to an audience. Tom was fighting a guy with no arms, and they were down the street from the 7-Eleven. Now, the homeless guy who sits outside of the 7-Eleven got caught in the crossfire, and so the homeless guy's dog was actually biting the little nubs on the armless guy. And be loud about it. Develop schizophrenia. You're practicing with the intention of talking to a piece of plastic, which is basically schizophrenia. And you don't have to be outgoing or extrovertive to succeed. Just practice. You're going to be by yourself when you're recording most of the time anyway, so there's nobody who's going to be laughing at you. Even I, as somebody who's been doing this for nearly a decade, still am scared to do my intro around my friends because they'll make fun of me. But I do know that once I'm in the groove, screw them. There's nothing to be afraid of. You just have to practice. So once you've talked your ass off and recorded your video, it's time to go into the edit. Although the edit's not going to take long, you have to make sure that your intro and outro are at the correct times. You don't want to waste time because you need your personality to shine through ASAP. You need to be able to keep the attention of your viewers. Because you practice talking your ass off, you don't really have to do cuts. What I did to make the boring parts watchable was just make jokes or show something in the camera. Or if the game's boring, just don't talk about the game. Again, I use the gameplay as something to look at or to talk about when I ran out of things to talk about. If something impressive is happening in the game, use silence to contrast it instead. When I watch Ken, usually I'm walking to the train station and I'll have my phone in my pocket with my headphones on my head. And I know that if Ken goes silent, I gotta turn my phone back on and tune in because something is happening in the game. He's locked in, doing the best defense of his life. And once that part subsides, he goes back to yapping. And so now that you've rendered your video, it's exported, you need to make your thumbnail. Now, despite me doing video content for a decade at this point, thumbnails, those are my weak point. I never really found out how to make a good, engaging thumbnail. I think nowadays, as long as you have like 1 or 2 words in the thumbnail that kind of relate to the video, I think you'll be okay. At the same time though, you've got YouTubers like Etho who just take a screenshot from the video and call it good. There's people who are a lot better at explaining thumbnail algorithms as well as thumbnail engagement. What I can do is give a couple of book recommendations on graphic design. I actually got these from Mumbo Jumbo, and I can vouch these have actually been crucial in helping me come up with designs for motion graphics. And so now that your video is uploaded with a great thumbnail, we have to talk about shorts. YouTube shorts are, for lack of a better term, dumb. It's dumb how many interactions they get. It's dumb how much engagement they get. It's dumb how many views they get. It's dumb how easy they are to make. What I've been doing for my channel is just taking interesting moments from my Clash videos and just making them into shorts. And while they haven't gone viral with millions of views, they've been averaging around 1,500, which is a lot for my channel. I did notice that the majority of the interaction that happens with both my short and long form videos is overnight. I think that's because that Clash Royale being such a worldwide game, it has an audience all over the world. That's why that happens. And because of that, I think if you want to prioritize shorts, maybe making them a little more graphic heavy can be helpful. That way it's more universally understood. At the same time, I do think that the nature of my low effort videos, they rely heavily on the comedy and humor of my personality, that if I put in too many goofs and gags, it'd just be annoying. Oh, miners! I do need to applaud YouTube on how easy it is to make shorts from the content that you already have uploaded, though. On mobile, if you're logged into an account, you can go to your video and hit the remix button and edit into a short. This opens up an interface where you can choose what portion of the video you want clipped, how long you want it to be. Then after that, you can change the layout, half and half, thirds, you can slide it all over the place. And then once you have all those selected, you go into the final menu where you can add speech to text overlays or effects, polls, stickers, the TikTokification of your content. This is where it happens. I played around with a lot of these effects, but I gotta be honest, I didn't really notice any gain in traffic from them. A gain in traffic I did notice, though, was uploading a ton of shorts in one day versus uploading one short a day. There was a couple of days where I uploaded like 10 to 15 shorts all at once, and they all flopped hard. Versus the many days where I uploaded one short a day, they would take off and be put into the algorithms. They'd have interaction, likes, comments. Don't let that stop you. I've seen success in both realms because realistically, all you need is just one to take off and then you're good. So what did I learn? I learned that it's hard. It's really hard to do. I hate the fact that there's a handful of videos where they're like 1 minute long and I'm just outside somewhere being like, hey, there's no upload happening today. That's real. It's just me sitting outside somewhere, walking from somewhere. But I tried my best to make it work. There's so many videos on my channel you'll find of me in bathrooms doing gameplay and commentary. I'm outside doing gameplay and commentary. I'm just in various places where I should not be doing gameplay and commentary. There's a funny story about that where there was a section of a building I was working at that was just empty, and I'd go over there to film some of my videos. And one day after being done with my shift, I went to the empty part of the building to go film my video because I couldn't make it home in time to actually film. And I walked in on the guy from the post office changing, and he was stunned. He was like, "Oh, my bad. No, you're good, bro. I'm not supposed to be here. You probably aren't supposed to be here either. You're doing stuff, though. I'm making YouTube videos. You got the whole mail cart with you." I learned about discipline. I talked about it a little earlier, but one of the reasons that I created my channel in the first place was to keep my skills of creation warmed up at all times. I compare it to the gym, where if you don't go to the gym for a month, that progress that you made lifting every day goes away. And it's the same thing with this. If I'm not opening up the softwares that I'd like to be fluent in forever, every single day, I'm not going to be fluent in them. If you stop training for a month, it takes a lot more effort to get back to where you were. But doing it even a little bit each day helps keep you proficient. And yes, I used a thesaurus for that one as well. I even learned a lot about being in public. My short-lived vlog series that I did in France, I learned to just not care what other people think. Everybody is in their content creation bag at this point. It's okay. Just do your thing. This year where I uploaded every day commemorates so many different events that happened to me throughout 2025. And while I'm happy that I have a way to retell those stories and rewatch those stories, I'm itching to try something different. These were the stories I was able to tell using the red pill, and now I want to try the blue one. That means that for the foreseeable future, expect way less frequent uploads, but ones that are going to be a lot more thoughtful, a lot more fleshed out than what you've been seeing up to this point. Considering my life circumstances right now, I don't want to make a promise on how frequent these uploads are going to be. I was thinking about doing it once a week, but I don't know if I have that many ideas, so I'm shooting for bi-weekly. This video itself took 3 weeks total to make, which is a lot for a YouTube video. But considering I already have an idea on how to format the next one, I don't foresee it taking nearly as long. I know that I wanted to do something special for the 1-year anniversary of MATEO'S SLOP uploads, and this is it. That being said, I have some beautiful ideas that I'm cooking up right now, and I'd love it if you stuck by to see them. So, thanks for watching.